I want to see how much gear I could potentially fit on this wall. You're making obscene noises on my video. I can go back to mass production. Last week I was able to get the tiny house and all of the surrounding area into some state of order, which those states are few and far between. Anyway, I was able to get it all kind of tidied up nicely. You know, after the inspector checked my rock wall back there, and I got the approval, I could then suddenly, park my stuff there as I originally planned. And I just got the area cleaned up. So, what are we doing this week? This week is cleaning up the inside of the tiny house. I've got tools everywhere. There's not even room to walk on the floor because just the tools are everywhere. And I'd like to put up some shelving. I'd like to get it organized, get the tools off the ground, and allow the place to be usable. I've got Bee with me, so you're gonna see and hear her mucking around. And yeah, let's get started. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Beautiful March weather. And I'm going to be probably too hot in my long sleeve shirt. But anyway, let's get after it. Now, I've never watched an episode of Marie Kondo's Getting Organized, but I do know the first rule of getting organized is to create categories. And I think my first task then is to separate hand tools from power tools. Let me revise that. One of the first rules of getting organized is to know what you have. So getting everything out of the tiny house so I can see it clearly and then start categorizing it. That's the first rule of getting organized. Before I finish categorizing, before I start building, I'm trying to get oriented inside the tiny house about where I want to work and what I want to do. And one of the first things I want to do, which I've been meaning to do for a long time, is take out these two diagonals. They were improperly put in. I didn't have the measurements correct when I originally built the place, and they don't provide any structural support. So, and they block headroom. So they're coming out first. And then I think I'm really going to focus on this wall. I want to see how much gear I could potentially fit on this wall in some kind of series of shelves, which I have yet to make. Okay, I'm having cleaned out the house now and categorized the stuff outside, which I'll show you in just a second. I've so far concluded that I can have about 12 cupboards, boxes essentially, hanging in a French cleat system on this wall. So 12 storage containers makes good use of this wall. And because I won't be butting them against this framing member, I'll be butting them as close as possible to this wall. They won't actually... Hey, what are you doing? You're making obscene noises on my video. She's got the scent of a mouse again. And whenever she comes up here. Okay, so just tone down the funny noises, okay? Okay. So the future boxes won't stick out all that far. The bigger problem, though, is getting my varied sized tools into these boxes in some, orderly, accessible fashion. Let's go out and have a look at what we've got in terms of stuff. It looks like we've got, just to recap, we've got hand tools here, industrial tools, chainsaw, electrical, measuring and marking, painting and staining. Okay. The chainsaws, I think, put them aside. I'm going to put them on a different wall. The the power tools, I think that's where I'm going to get the biggest bang for my buck this weekend. The hand tools, these are causing me a problem because they're all long. They're all, my chisels are as long as my arm. And, my loppers here, everything is just really off size. So I don't know what to do here. So I guess let's focus on the power tools and get some boxes built. What I want to do first is to make a dummy. And I don't have a lot of excess wood, so hopefully the dummy will be ultimately usable. But I want to make a template for the sides and the back and the bottom and top, and put it together and see if it fits. I think I mentioned earlier that I want to do it in a French cleat system. So all of these boxes should be independent of each other and independently hangable on the wall, on the French cleat wall. So I just want to make sure that I've got that understood in my head and with a model, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, first thing I'm going to do here is I've got a piece that I want to make into a 30 centimeter by 40 centimeter side panel, and this side panel will have a notch in it. What I envision is the side panel will have a notch in it to go around the cross beam that is in my wall, and then it will attach either to the cross beam or to the wall, the exterior wall itself, with the French cleat. So what I've done is I've done the same thing, ripped a 2x4 at a 45 degree angle down the length, and then I cut off the tip of each piece of the French cleat. And then what this should do, remember this is the profile of the box. It should just sit in like that, and boom. And that's the way it should sit. Two sides now. I wanna rabbet an edge on the bottom of each for the base of the box, and then I'll have to do the same for the top and the back. But I first want to just try the bottom. I want to do a rabbet the same width as the plywood itself. this one done, I can do 6 boxes identical, just using the pieces as templates, and do 3 for this bottom part rail, 3 for this top rail, and then when I do the other 6 that will go in here, they're mounting, they have to have a different mounting structure, format, look. So anyway, I think I can bang out 6 today. Let's do that. About to start mass producing these boxes. We've got left side, right side, back, bottom, top, and upper back. This is where the cleat will attach. So I fully intended to do this in a mass production method, meaning cut all the pieces in advance, make sure all the pieces are there for 6 boxes, then assemble, you know, do preparation, assembly, etc. like that. And then I realized if I've got to put them all together, I don't have enough clamps to hold them all together while the glue sets. So I better put each box together as I make the pieces so that I can clamp them all up and give them some time to dry before I need the clamps on the next box. But I'm using my air gun, my nail tacker here, and it is pulling everything all together really nicely, so don't need the clamps. So I can go back to mass production. Okay, there we are, box number 6, and it is getting dark. It's sticking up just a little proud. So I'm going to do all of these now. I won't bore you with all that video footage. And then we're going to come back and put in some handholds. These are going to be like apple crates. And I'm going to be able to pick them up like this and put them on the shelf and take them off when necessary. So I'll have to make a jig for that. That's coming up right away. Flush with the edge, and boom, that's our template. I'm gonna hang it here with just 2 screws now, and kind of keep it temporary until I can hang one of the boxes and see what it looks like. Oh, that's it. Okay, we've got just a little bit of forgiveness there, but it doesn't need, this thing needs to be stabilized, but it doesn't need backer. It's almost flush with the back wall. It means it should be level. And that's it. I got 3 of them coming up, just like that. Okay, I've got the top 3 boxes all fitted out with their cleat. I've secured the cleat on the wall with 6 or 7 90mm screws, so that's not moving at all. And let's put up our first 3 shelves, cupboards, boxes. There they are. Okay. You're sitting a little bit proud of the wall. There, let's settle down. Okay, and here we are with 6 of them filled with my tools. As I thought earlier, I'm getting all of my power tools in these first 6 boxes with some storage underneath. I'll probably move them around a little bit once I start to get the feel of how to use them and where I want them to actually be. But for now, look at that. Orderly business. Because I've added handles to these totes, and because they're just the perfect, carryable size, they can be moved around from wall to floor, from inside to outside, from protected area to job site, from storage to truck. So there's a number of different uses for this, and I'm really kind of pleased the way that they turned out. And there you have it. We've got our final boxes for a total of 9 on the wall with some storage underneath. I'm really happy with the results, with the practicality, with the usability, portability. Thanks for hanging around and watching.